Hey everybody, Josh from Populi, and we're creating file type assignments. This video is pointed at faculty or teaching assistants. We've divided the video up into chapters, so you're able to move between the sections to skip to the information you're looking for. Also, we have another video that gives a very brief overview of the same process in case that's all you need. Here we go. A file type assignment allows students to upload a file that the instructor will be able to review and grade. On your course, go to the Assignments tab and then click on Add Assignments. And then on that drop-down, click Add an Assignment. You'll input a name for the assignment. Students are going to be able to see that name, just so you know. The description is optional, but it can be useful to give some instructions for students. For instance, if you require that students submit a specific file type, say a PDF, you could mention that in the description here. On the type dropdown, we'll set this to file. We also have the peer review file as an option there. That's a whole other can of worms that we're not going to get into right now. So if you're not doing peer review, you'll just want to use plain old file. If this is a paper, you might be tempted by essay, and that could work for your purposes. But just so you know, essays are for assignments where someone is composing an essay within the software here. They're not just uploading a file. To get an idea of what the difference is, here's what a student sees for a file type assignment. You see that there's a place for them to upload the file. And then here's what they see for an essay assignment. This is where they can compose an essay. We're talking file type assignments. We're just having a glance over it, that other type there, so that you can know what your options are. The next field is points. You'll enter the number of points that a student could earn if they fulfill all the requirements for the assignment. Obviously, it would be pretty standard to enter 10 points or 100 points, but you can add whatever makes sense for your course. You can use varying point values here to weight assignments differently. So if you have one assignment that's worth 100 points and one that's worth 10 points, according to math, the 100-point assignment is worth 10 times the 10-point assignment. Them's the rules. We also have resources that go deeper into your grade weighting options. You can check those out. Once you've chosen file as your type, the only fields that you have to set specifically before you save are name and points. The other fields are either optional or they're just set to their defaults. You complete the setup of the assignment here by working through these fields, setting them, and then at the bottom of the dialog, you'll click Save. The rest of what you have here are other fields that you're able to set for file type assignments. If you want to go into further depth on those fields, you'll be able to find that chapter later in the video. Also, as you may expect, you can edit an assignment after you've created it. Click into the assignment, then over on the right, you'll see the info sill and the edit button. Click that to make changes. We already had a real brief look at what students see when they access an assignment like this, but let's dig in a little further. I'm looking at the course with a student profile, and this student is able to go to the Assignments tab and see the various assignments there. When they click into this file type assignment, they'll see the description and other details. Then they'll see this big old button in the middle of the page here, and they will notice that the maximum file size they can upload is 5 gigabytes. We've got to hope that's enough. They'll be able to either drag and drop a file from their computer or click to view the contents of their hard drive and locate the file that way. Then they'll watch the file upload, and once it's complete, they'll get a little message letting them know that they've successfully submitted the file. They'll also be able to see that the uploaded file is actually here on the assignment. Once they've submitted the file, they no longer have control over it. They can't delete or change it. If a student accidentally uploads the wrong file, they could just upload another one below it. They can also communicate to you about the assignment via the comment box over on the right. So that's what students see. What do you end up with on your side? On your course, on the dashboard, you'll see notifications show up like this. That means that there's been activity on assignments that requires your attention. You can click on those and you'll be taken directly to the assignment, and then you just click in there. You'll see the same sort of thing if you go to the Assignment tab. Blue dots like this indicate activity on assignments that you need to check out. When you click into that student's assignment, you'll see the file displayed, and then you'll see comments over here if there are any. You can respond, you can make a comment visible to the student, or you can make a note that is not visible to the student. If the file can be displayed in Populi, you'll land on the file viewer like this. But if you click on Submissions, you can also hop back to see that file or the history of files uploaded. This is especially useful if you need to delete an uploaded file for any reason. If we click back into the file viewer, you'll see this pencil icon here. If you click that, you'll be able to annotate the file, dragging to highlight and then typing in your comment and saving. Of course, you can also use these 3 stacked dots over here, click to download the file, and then review and annotate in whatever application you prefer. And then you'll come back to Submissions here and re-upload the file. When you're ready to enter a grade for this file, you'll click Enter Grade over here, and then you can choose to enter the grade numerically or choose a letter grade. Okay, the last 2 chapters of this video will cover some thoughts about various file types in Populi, and then we have that rundown of the other fields on the assignment creation dialog. So what types of files can students upload to one of these file type assignments, and why might you require certain file types from your students? Students can upload any type of file. Most, but not all file types will be viewable or playable in Populi. But even if Populi doesn't know what to do with the file, how to display or play it, instructors will still be able to download the original uploaded version of the file. When we say most, we mean it. It's possible to find video or document or audio files that Populi can't play or display, but you'd have to look pretty hard. The most common type of file uploaded on an assignment in Populi is some kind of document. Again, you can ask students to upload any kind of document file, but we have a couple things to keep in mind. Populi has those onboard annotation features. So you can have students upload documents, you can mark the papers up directly in Populi. That works great for some instructors. Other instructors might really like the way that a specific piece of word processing software lets them handle annotations on student papers. So they're going to use another piece of software on their computer to review student work. Both of these instructors will likely have specific preferences for the file type their students upload. For the first type, if you're going to be annotating a file in Populi, we recommend asking students to submit PDF files. PDFs will typically preserve the student's formatting, and the instructor's annotations will cooperate with that file type. If you're going to be downloading student papers and reviewing them in another piece of software, you should inform students what your file type preference is. It's common for instructors to use the standard Word file type, which is .doc, but you can use whatever you like. The point is, you should let your students know what you're looking for. Also, just a helpful tip to backtrack a little bit, if you're going to be reviewing a lot of student files in another software, you should be aware that you can download all of the submitted files at once. On the Assignments tab, if you click into one of the assignments, you'll see a button to download all assignment files. Click that, and then you'll initiate the download, and you'll have all of those files on your computer to review at your convenience. Let's look at the other fields on the creation dialog for a file type assignment. The mandatory pass field lets you make this assignment very important. Students have to pass the assignment in order to pass the course. Failing a mandatory pass assignment means automatic failure on the course. Pass-fail. Checking this box means the assignment is now operating on the pass-fail grade scale, not the standard letter grade scale. So if you check this, you can't use A, B, C, etc. for this assignment. You're just setting the grade to pass or fail. Extra credit lets you set this entire assignment to extra credit. So doing poorly on the assignment would not count against a student. Any points they earn on an extra credit assignment get added to the total points they've earned in the course. This is all gravy. It's good to notice that if you check the box for pass-fail, you can't set an assignment to extra credit and vice versa. The group field refers to assignment groups. You would set these up to control assignment weights by group. So if you want a final to be worth 10% of the course grade, One way you can do that is by creating a final group worth 10% and then putting your final assignment in that group. Just an example. This toggle controls whether or not an assignment is published or remains a draft. If an assignment is left as a draft, it'll just languish without affecting anything, without students being able to see it until you change that setting. Once you set it to published, it functions normally in the course according to the other settings here. The rubrics field lets you choose from your available rubrics to help organize the points you award for this assignment. Rubrics allow you to grade at a more detailed level within assignments, and that gives students feedback within your system of points. This is just what you think it is. If students submit an assignment before this date and time, it'll be on time. If they submit after that, it'll be marked late. Populi just lets you know that it's late so you can choose the penalty. The system doesn't automatically deduct points on its own. Availability. This determines when a student is able to access this assignment and submit a file. Little note here, assignments can be attached to lessons, and lesson availability can also affect assignment availability. Right now, we're just talking about availability for assignments that are not attached to lessons. Always available means if a student can access the course, they can access this assignment and submit a file. Available from allows you to set the start and end date and time of availability. Students can only submit a file while availability is open. Available after allows you to set only the start of the availability. The availability window will close when student access to the course ends. Available until allows you to set only the end of availability. The availability window opens when student access to the course begins. The tick box here for visible to students before available means that students will be able to see this assignment on the calendar and on the assignments tab before it's available. You would uncheck this if you had a surprise assignment of some kind, like a pop quiz. The drop-down for release grades lets you control when students will see grades for this assignment. If the drop-down is set to yes, as soon as you enter a grade for each student, that student will be able to see the grade. If this is set to no, students will not see entered grades for the assignment at all. If you choose on date, students will see entered grades on the date and time that you set here. Whew! That's an overview of all the fields on the file type assignment creation dialog. And that is it. If you want to explore more training options, you should be aware of our focus sessions. These are 1 hour long training sessions that take place over Zoom. You and several other Populi users meet up with a Populi support rep, you get a little training, and then you get to ask questions. We have a rotating sequence of topics, so if you miss a session on something like running courses or billing, don't worry, it'll be rolling back around. You can get to the focus sessions by going to the knowledge base, clicking on release notes and announcements, and then clicking into focus sessions. We've also popped a link directly to the focus sessions down in the description. I've been Josh for Populi. You've been great. Thanks for watching.